The food is desensitizing us, and it's essentially numbing us, tranquilizing us, medicating us. It's sedating us. Like, food is a sedative. That's the way most people use it. People's relationship with it is as a sedative. They're sedating their emotions. They're sedating their psychological awareness or thought patterns that aren't really working very well for them. Negativity. Sedating them from actually feeling what's going on inside, right? That's why we have the pharmaceutical industry the way it is. It's all medication. The whole supplement industry, most of it's owned by the pharmaceutical industry. By the way, there is a mass epidemic of people supplementing all kinds of things, and really the most important supplements are actually elemental forces. The elemental forces in our world, in our environment, that are just as important, if not more important, because the food is a pathway. It's not all about the food. The food is an access point for more subtle experiences, for transformation to occur from within. It's the easiest activation point. And once we start getting onto the food thing, and we become more sensitive, and we become more sensible, then we start to sense the world around us. And this is the whole city-like consciousness, right? Getting out of the concrete jungle and actually getting into a real jungle makes all the difference. And there's 4 primary forces in what we call our biosphere. You have your geosphere, which is the earth, and you have your atmosphere, which is air. You have the hydrosphere, which is water, and then you have the heliosphere or the photosphere, which is the sun. Our body has inner elemental forces that are connected with our universe, that are connected with the cosmos. We have cells in our body that are signaling devices for the solar system. And we call this lunar cycles or circadian rhythms, right? Your circadian rhythm is not just your sleep cycle. It's a modulation cycle that's connected to the lunar cycle, the cycles of the moon, the cycles of our sun and of our earth and all that, how that's all wrapped together. And when we get connected to the earth, our cycles, our hormone cycles, our circadian rhythms, our sleep cycles, our neurological cycles start to calibrate. So we have 4 organs of elimination which basically allow our body to detox and maintain homeostasis, which is our lungs for respiration, expelling out what we're breathing in. We have our colon, which is defecation, elimination. We have our kidneys, which is urination. And then we have our skin, which is perspiration. These are all channels that your body utilizes to eliminate certain types of toxins that get built up in the body. If you line up that concept with our environment, and then you line it up with our inner environment, our lungs are the air, respiration, air. The elemental forces, like in Chinese medicine, they draw heavily on the elemental forces of our planet and how that interacts with us. So it's the air, getting fresh air, clean air, being out, breathing. Then you have your kidneys, which is water. So getting a connection with the hydrological system of our earth and getting actually connected with spring water is how that ultimately translates. Because the water we put into our body is the most authentic information that we get from our environment. So if we have like tap water, then we might run the risk of having tap water consciousness. Every single version of water that we've been sold or that we've taken in our life has gone through some form of processing. None of it was authentically what water is. Water is an ennobled, enriched, rarefied substance. The spring water encodes, or it is imbued, I should say, with the subtle energies of the environment that it is incubating in. That is extremely important. Water really is everything. But then you have your colon, which is earth, right? And the way your body works in connection to the forces of our world is that there's an in-out process. What we take in comes out. And there's this cyclical feedback relationship that we have. Then you have your skin, which is perspiration, and it's the elemental force of fire or the photosphere of the sun. How does that work? Well, you get underneath the sun and you get connected to the photons, the light energy that touches your bare skin. And we have a whole world of people that have been programmed to believe that the sun causes cancer. Is that not the most preposterous thing ever? I mean, I can't even water it down at this point. You know what? You know what's a little more of a logical, reasonable explanation? Let's think about the entire dermological and cosmetic industry that does it make any sense that ancestral indigenous human beings that have roamed around this earth for thousands, millions, whatever belief you have around how long we've been here, have been doing just fine, completely, fully exposed to the elements in the sun, and cancer is more of a recent occurrence relative to human history? Does it make sense that maybe it's what we put on our skin? In our skin, right underneath the epidermal layers of our skin is something called a lymphatic system. And there's 4 inches of plugs right in the pores of our skin that channel right into our lymphatic system that is attempting to purify our blood. So all those chemicals that are cooking on our skin are actually going directly into our blood and cooking on the microbes and the microbiome that's on top of our skin. Discern this for yourself.